Welcome me to Denver. Sorry. Oh shit, hold on. Welcome you to Denver Motorsports Park in Denver, Colorado, home of today's Budweiser All-Star Series race. As these young little drivers take the road course here at the Denver Motorsports Park, owned by Action Pack Tracks. We were on the oval layout last time we were live, and now we are here on the road course layout. It's the Pepsi Rocky Mountain Grand Prix here at Denver Motorsports Park. Today's race is going to be about 17 laps long. Not a big lap count until you consider, again, we are on a road course. I'm not going to waste too much time. Let's head down to the grid here to start off today's race. You have the best. This isn't quite exactly dirt vision, but and they're not exactly going full abreast to start the race, but you got the best. I don't know where I was going with that. So, I'm just going to close a couple programs here because I do not need 100,000 programs on my computer, causing unnecessary lag. Okay. So, without further ado, let's introduce you your starting lineup for today's race. Presented by Budweiser, the official sponsor of the Budweiser All-Star Series. Is this how you do it? Yep, there we go. Am I going? Yep, I'm going further down the field. Yep, this is not what I wanted to do. Proof that I'm an idiot. But anyway, let's take a look at your starters presented by Budweiser. Starting out in row 1, you got your pole sitter, Brian Cox, starting on pole. 2 poles in a row for the young man as he starts next to defending champion Ryan Hill in the Napa Auto Parts Toyota Camry. In row 2, you got Nicholas Offenman. Came close to winning at the race on the oval last time. He'll be racing against Miranda Nagayan to round out row 2. After that, you got Josiah Smith, who crashed out of the last race. He'll be racing alongside his teammate Byron Martin in row 3. After that, you got in row 4, you got Darren Claw racing against Joe Gibbs Racing driver Kyle Diaz in his third start. In row 4, you got Daytona winner Kevin Wedge, the number 72, as he goes alongside Daniel Van Heuvel. He came so close to winning on the oval last time. He's looking to get revenge here on the road course. In the Terminix, is that who I think it is? Yeah, it is. Holy crap. I forgot I made this paint scheme for him, but in the Terminix Ford Mustang, you got Julian Boone in the number 4 car for Tift Racing, as he starts alongside Sheldon Gatno in the Canadian Tire Ford Mustang. After that, you got the number 19 of Paul Rivera in the Juno Crypto Toyota Camry, as he starts alongside Mexican driver Jesus Gonzalez in the Coca-Cola Chevrolet. In the T-Mobile Toyota Camry, you got the number 18 Tavon Taylor. Toyota, if T-Mobile's delivering 10G Wi-Fi, you can guarantee Tavon Taylor delivering 10G performance. He'll be starting next to the 39 of Pascal Daly in the progressive Ford Mustang. After that, you got, I just about said Harrison Burton. What the hell is wrong with me? In the number 21, you got Carter Brown. Came very close to winning at Daytona. He's going to be starting alongside Tracy Bennett, the winner on the oval, as he'll be starting toward the mid-pack here to start off today's race. Alex McCumber in the Goodyear Toyota Camry will be starting next to Ryan Apt, the winner at New Hampshire last season. He'll be starting in the 47 Chevrolet SS. After that, you have a guy that knows his way around these road courses, Pasang Chetri from Bhutan, in his K&N Ford Mustang. Will be starting next to Garrett Rains in the Fabtech Ford Mustang. After that, you got Drew Foster in his Apple Ford Mustang. He's done pretty well for himself over the past couple rounds. He'll be starting next to the number 1 of Jordan McClure in the Pepsi Ford Mustang. And now after that, in the number 27 Peak Ford Mustang, you have Chase Sawyer. Has not exactly done the best in terms of his qualifying performance. He'll be starting out next to the rejects in today's race, as he starts next to number 12 of Morgan Starr in his Range Racing Chevrolet. After that, now one of the true rejects in the race in the Ramirez Motorsports camp, you got in the Jack Daniels Toyota, number 6 of Matt Holland, as he starts next to the number 96 of Tyler Bates. Sorry. I believe Tyler did end up getting his first start of the year in that number 96 last race. He starts next to Jake Wild in the very back in the Ramirez Motorsports Toyota Camry. Our pace car for today's action is a 2013 Dodge Charger RT. And now, without further ado, let's get this race underway as the pace car rolls off to start today's action. A couple things you need to know about today's race. There are currently 40... No, there are not 40 cars on track. I am an idiot. There are 30 cars on track here for today's race. It will be a 17-lap race. The weather today, with a looming winter storm north of the border, might create a little bit of a chilly effect here on the racetrack for today's race. Should not be too much of an issue for these drivers, though, as it is a nice sunny day out in Denver right now for today's race. And the man we'll be watching today, he's leading the points, actually, and he's starting in 3rd place. Nicholas Offelman. Will be interesting to see how he does in today's race. Sorry, we are having some issues. Just a little bit of an onboard view of that Chevrolet there, the green dot banking Chevrolet. Nice to get an onboard view every once in a while. And that's the corner that I'll be paying attention to throughout the course of the race. Is this track, I mean, you gotta assume, right? Like, this being in Denver, this is the mile-high city. And you're going to expect a lot of elevation changes. These drivers are probably going to get thrown way off course as we go out throughout today's race. These drivers are going to have COTA-like elevation changes here at this track. I'm not even joking. This track has a lot of those. It has a corner. Dead ass reminds me of Zandvoort, that final corner going through that Formula One track. It's so banked, and that might produce some of the best racing for today's race, going through that specific corner. And then you have this corner, which produced a really good show in the oval race in the Pepsi 200. So expect these drivers to really be challenged today as they come in through the chicane here before the start of the race. Starting us off will be the 33 of Brian Cox. Coming through the APT restart zone. Green flag in the air for the Pepsi Grand Prix. Coming into the first corner, this is going to be the vital one here. That first corner is unlike at Daytona or at Charlotte. That first corner does not come up until they hit the back straightaway. Nicholas Offelman coming off of oval turn 2. Being pushed here by Josiah Smith. Here they are smoothly coming through the first corner here. That next corner, a heavy braking zone. You can see that very evident here as they come in through that first corner. And this will be an interesting 17 laps for these young drivers. Coming in through what I like to call the Zandvoort hairpin here. Although it's not quite as banked as the other one is. Here they are coming up through the hill. I call this the corkscrew here because this does resemble the corkscrew at Laguna Seca. Coming up through the hill and up through the banked corner. This once again can be compared to the hairpin that you can see, like the carousel at Road America or the final corner at Zandvoort. And then this is akin to that final corner coming out of the road course at Daytona or at the Roval. Now they'll be flat out here coming through the oval here. Nicholas Offelman, currently your leader here at this road course here in the Pepsi Grand Prix. Slows down significantly coming through that hairpin, or sorry, coming through that chicane. And that is a lap here at the Denver Motorsports Park. And Nicholas Offelman will lead the first lap here. They are a little bit single file, no battles really to speak. Oh, there is actually. Ryan Apt and Garrett Rains. They'll probably group back up. These guys will once they get out into the out of the trioval section here. You do have quite a bit of time to get back on the gas here and gain enough speed heading into that first quarter. Offelman might lose a little bit of time to Brian Cox here. Remember, this guy is looking for his first career win, and he has come so close so many times to winning. He's just not been able to pull it off. You're looking at a future Budweiser All-Star Series champion. If this guy can just develop a little bit more, maybe get some wins and get some momentum under his belt, maybe he could do something. I'm a little worried about Ryan Hill. 4th place right now. He has actually kind of dropped off in performance as of late. Actually sitting mid-pack in terms of standings, so he's going under a little bit of a championship hangover this season, unfortunately. At 33, he's looking. He's got Josiah Smith behind him. He's really looking. You can see the IMSA WeatherTech Sports Car Championship there. The logo in the middle of the field. This is a track built for IMSA. But NASCAR is, or not, well, NASCAR / ARCA, I guess. I guess this is a mixture of both series. But racing here on the road course here at DMP. And so far, it's put on a pretty good show. Oh, I love that little... I didn't notice that LED sign there pointing to the chicane there. Nicholas Offelman will come in to lead lap number 2. There's the rookie, Julian Boone, and his Terminix Ford Mustang, debuting that car here this season. Now, I'm expecting to see a couple of drivers here take the fold, but it doesn't really look like a lot of these drivers. This is pretty spread out, to be quite frank. Oh, but Darren Claw looking to make a pass on the 20, and now this is a major passing opportunity here. If you can look at how these guys are starting to accordion a little bit here. About 5, 6, 7, 8 cars very close together on this section of the racetrack. And we might see our first overtakes of the day here. Oop. Here they are coming through the S's. This will be a pretty good opportunity for the 33 to set up a pass on Nicholas Offelman. Ryan Cox also looking for his first win. We haven't really seen him at these road courses. The only road course we've seen him at was the Lime Rock Park last season. We do have a couple more road courses on the schedule this year. Maybe, actually, you know what? I'm not sure if I brought back Lime Rock. But if we do, that's perfect. But I mean, if I did forget to put Lime Rock Park on the schedule, then that's a pretty special thing for Denver Motorsports Park to be the only road course on the schedule. Nicholas Offerman still not really getting too far away from the 33. Remember, you do have to let off in this corner, at least on the oval. I'm not quite sure about the road course. Probably wouldn't be a bad idea to monitor these guys' speeds on the next lap, but... Oh, here we are. You know, they look like they're going to get so close coming into the chicane, and then they just don't really do anything. That 33 car. I think this is going to be it. I think the 33 is going to set up for a pass here. He's getting at that draft out to 5 here on the oval. And this oval section is a really good opportunity to set up that speed, because when they come into this first braking zone here, they're going to be able to make a pass here. So let's see what the 33 does. Oh, you saw he got a little bit tight coming off of that corner entry. That's really going to kill the momentum here for that 33. And it looks like Josiah Smith not really getting any closer to him, but we're looking at that battle now for first and second. I really do think the 33 is a bit older than the 5, so we'll have to see if experience plays out here. Not really any battles here in the middle of the pack, and we don't really care about the reject cars in the back of the pack. Jake Wild battling with Morgan Starr right now, the only full-time entry in that Range Racing lineup. As Tyler Bates is currently in one of only a few races that he'll run. He'll split with 2 other drivers this season. Nicholas Offerman. I'm really liking what I'm seeing out of that number 5 car, because he has done so well keeping that 33 at bay. That 33 has come so close so many times at catching up to that 5 car. He's had his chances in that chicane on the last lap, and then building up all that speed on the oval this lap. He's squandered a lot of those chances, unfortunately. That 33, you can't really blame it all on the car or the track. Sometimes that blame has to go to the driver if you can't get it done. Nicholas Offerman, 21 years old, is right now leading this race as we come to 13 laps to go here at the Denver Motorsports Park. There are Colorado flags anywhere. I would not be surprised if there's a dispensary hidden in the infield somewhere. Action Pack Tracks Dispensary. Get high while you watch the race. There's nothing better. I wouldn't know, because I'm of age, but it's not legal here. And I wouldn't know. Number 20 car chasing down that 7. Or sorry, is that the 7? No, that's the 3. My bad. 7's behind him. But this battle between Offerman and Cox has really allowed those 2 Toyotas back there to really start getting close to each other. We could even see Miranda Nagayan, Darren Claw's teammate, work her way into that position here. She's currently sitting in 6th. She hasn't left the 6th place spot since the beginning of the race, but she has been slowly catching up. And that's what I like about these road course races. They're not going to go so hard, because at these road course races, obviously there's a lot of braking zones. You don't want to wear down those tires. That's what I like about road course racing, especially with these heavy-ass stock cars, is that you really have to conserve your tires. They're not going to push so hard here at the first half of this race, but when we start getting down to crunch time, you're going to start seeing some of the best racing that a road course can offer. Darren Claw out of the corner entry. Got some new late model engines here put in these cars. I guess souped up late model engines, I guess, if you wanted, because these cars do race on those big tracks. Nicholas Offerman has led every lap thus far, but we do have pits. I do have it on 2 times fuel usage, so we might see some pit stops here coming up. And these guys' tires must be screaming for help at this point in time. Don't really see anybody in pit road. It doesn't look like anyone's really biting yet. We do have some of the rejects starting to cross the line now. There is a lane here for these guys that are pitting, but that is way before. That is before the chicane. Still green here. You know, I was half tempted to put in the Watkins Glen arcade thing, I guess, for this. So I wonder if this race would be a little bit more action-packed if it was on arcade. Now, do keep in mind this is the Bull Ring 13. This is the Bull Ring 13 mod using the CTS physics, because this is supposed to model the Arca Menard series. Do keep that in mind. This is basically my own rip-off version of the Arca Menard series. So we are using the CTS physics with these cars. I don't know if maybe this track would work if I would have used the Cup physics, but, you know, I guess I'm just too stupid to do that. Coming out of the final corner here in the 33, that 3 car is getting closer to the 33 than he is to getting to the 5. Because Nicholas Uffelman, he's sponsored by a bank, and he might be laughing his happy ass to it after this race, because he is leading by over a second to the 33. 33 with a little bit of late braking coming into the chicane here. The 5 goes off the track a little and hits the cone. So the 5 getting a little bit squirrely there. And you got to wonder if this isn't taking a toll on these guys' bodies here, because this has got to be a pretty intense race for these guys in terms of their physical ability. Kevin Wedge in the number 72 Toyota currently holding on tight to his current position. That New Age Racing Toyota, that team has improved so much, and right now it's just night and day with what they've done this season. A couple of their drivers like Daniel Van Heulen and Sheldon Gatineau have gone to different teams, but that team has gotten better with Kevin Wedge. I mean, a win at they got their, well, it's not really their first win. Sheldon Gatineau got their first win, but they got their first win of the season with Kevin Wedge in his very first race in the Budweiser All-Star Series. The 31-year-old rookie getting himself a pretty good win at Daytona. Brian Cox is starting to get closer, but now we're starting to see Ryan Hill draft off that 3, trying to get his first top 3 of the season, to the best of my knowledge. I don't think he finished top 3 in the oval race. And we're starting to see Brian Cox. He's getting up to that 5. Will he have a chance here? I'm going to hold my breath on saying, is he going to have a chance? Because I said that for 2 laps in a row, and he still hadn't made a pass. I think right now he wants to make sure he gets ahead of Pascal Daly in that progressive Ford. Or sorry, that's not Pascal Daly. That is Josiah Smith. He crashed out of the oval race, unfortunately. Here they are coming into the chicane. This might actually be Smith's opportunity to pass here. You just gave Josiah Smith all the time in the world to set up for a pass here, but will that 33? We have 10 laps to go. Nicholas Uffelman has led all 7 laps up to this point. 10 laps to go. Do you start to turn on the jets? Or do you hold back, hoping that Nicholas Uffelman makes a mistake on the final lap? Do you rely on the driver in front of you's youth to get ahead of him? Although, to be fair, NR 2003 doesn't exactly have the same sense of maturity as a real-life driver would, but I mean, you could modify the driver's aggressiveness. I guess aggressiveness counts for maturity. You know, it's kind of hard to figure out who in this pack is more akin to a driver like Noah Gragson or or who's that kid everybody hates? Ty Gibbs. It's really hard to figure out a driver in this pack that is more akin either or. If I wanted to put the overachieving kind of driver, I'd probably say Ryan Hill for sure. But if I wanted a more aggressive driver, I probably would have put like a Drew Foster. Because I remember when Drew Foster took out Darren Claw at New Hampshire. That was funny. There really isn't a driver that is really that overly aggressive. Maybe Alex McCumber. Actually, now that I think about it, Alex McCumber has been pretty aggressive throughout the course of his career in the Budweiser All-Star Series. Here they are coming into turn 3 again for the 8th time today, and the rejects have not gotten out of the road course yet. Chase Sawyer, that is one of the Paul Menard Racing. He must be having some serious issues with his car this weekend because he has not been up to par this in this race. Because it's not very often we see that number. I mean, that number 27 car struggled last year, but that is we have our first pit stops. So that's going to make way for Tavon Taylor to take the lead here in the number 18 entry. This should be their only pit stop of the day, to the best of my knowledge. I think maybe they'll pit with 2 to go. We might see people run out of gas, honestly. So this will be a fuel mileage race. Nicholas Opelman is going to be the first one out of pit road. And Brian Cox second. Josiah Smith third. Ryan Hill fourth. And Darren Claw fifth. So the order has not changed. And usually that's where you want to make up your time is in pit road. But these guys have not managed to do that. And we might even see the 33 lose his position here because look at Josiah Smith, his fellow Ford. He wants to, you can tell that 3 is going to make a pass here. He's going to make a pass sometime this lap if he can stay on that 33's bumper. Take a look at your Ford onboard camera. Maxed it out coming through the corner. You got to really time your shifting at this track because I think that's what really strains these stock cars. They're not really used to shifting like a Formula 1 driver is. Coming through the corkscrew. That's got to be my favorite corner here at Denver. And that's got to be my favorite corner, like hands freaking down. Because that corner reminds me so much of Laguna Seca. Here comes the 3. Pushes the 3 up the track coming through the carousel. Oh, and that 3 has got to be upset now. Or that 33, sorry. Brian Cox has got to be hopping mad. That 3 pushed him out of the way. I want to see that again. I doubt we're going to get a caution here, so I'm going to look at it here. Switch camera views here. Oh, yeah, right there. Contact on the quarter panel of the 33 pushed them up track. It's a miracle that Ryan Hill didn't take advantage. I want to see this from the back bumper. I want to see this from Ryan Hill's perspective. I wonder if that's going to lend anything here. No, it doesn't. Well, from that view, it definitely looks like he bumped him out of the way, but... Oh, yeah, he bumped him out of the way. Even if just barely, he bumped him out of the way. So no caution here. Nicholas Huffman has pulled away a lot further than he did earlier. And Ryan Hill has gotten past the 33. The 33 in these very long green flag runs, he has a history of throwing it away. He does have a history of throwing it away. But now I'm wondering if that 33 is not going to try and get past 20. But he has fallen outside the top 3. Then again, Garrett Rains hasn't pitted yet, so... Oh, he has. We're showing the 88 as the leader here. I'm not quite sure how much truth there is to that. I do believe the 5 is your leader, though. as he is just pulling away from the pack here at Denver. And now it's going to start getting interesting. Now we have some battles here. Here's Miranda Guy, and that's her former ride. That number 11 car. That is her former ride that she is chasing down right now. Ooh, don't like the sound of that. Those late model engines, man, I mean, they sound like they're going to blow up any given moment. Losing a little bit of time to 11. Now her former teammate, Paul Rivera, is chasing her down. These two are very familiar with each other, obviously. Racing at Joe Gibbs Racing together, Miranda and the guy, and getting released at the end of the season and getting moved over to MPH Motorsports. She's doing far better in that number 8 car. But right now, I mean, she's kind of got a little bit of a revenge tour going on here. As long as she's behind that 11 of Kyle Diaz, there's going to be fire in her eyes. Alex McCumber and Daniel Van Hewley, also former teammates. Number 88 with, I believe, I don't know who he's with, actually. Hold on. I could actually get that for you. That 88 car is, in fact, with MPH Motorsports. So he's teammates with Darren Claw. He's also teammates with Miranda Nagayan. So that 88 car should, in theory, be doing better. He's outside the top 10. He's currently 15th. He's almost last place. So he's literally the definition of mid-pack right now. There's Pascal Daly with his teammate Pasong Chetri behind him. 41 car also a little bit below our standards today, so he's currently 19th, although to be fair, he is in that diversity racing equipment. They're a startup team this season, bringing 2 rookie drivers from across the globe here. Their mission is kind of like, now that I think about it, it's like Project 91 with Trackhouse Racing, except these guys are Fords. They're bringing in international drivers. However, these guys are here to stay throughout the course of the season and are not going to be switching in international drivers. Well, let's find a battle here, and let's go NASCAR. Let's go with our. I guess let's go crank it up here, even though this is NASCAR on CBS. Let's do a crank it up here, shall we? Welcome back to Denver Motorsports Park here in Denver, Colorado. Hopefully we didn't miss too much there. Had to do a small potty break there. I'm very, very sorry for that. Nicholas Hoffman's still your leader here. He is pulling out over the 3 here. Do keep in mind there is still a bit of a fuel aspect to this. We are watching these drivers because we do not know if these drivers will have to pit again, and this AI might try to stretch their fuel here. Battle here between New Age and Joe Gibbs. Those 3 Toyotas back there battling. They might have a chance to set up here. But Alex McCumber has completely run away with this. I highly doubt, unless he runs out of fuel. Now, that is a possibility. If he runs out of fuel, he might have just thrown away that race. We do not know how much these guys are with their fuel economy, as it will obviously vary from team to team. Oh, Miranda Nagayan has lost a couple positions. And she is currently up in just barely inside the top 10. She's trying to hold on to that top 10 position. It wouldn't be her first top 10 of the year, but it would be nice to definitely have that on your stat record, that you're not a complete bust, obviously. And you'd think the corkscrew would give them a little bit more momentum, but we might have a chance here set up for I almost said Ty Gibbs. Ryan Hill. Sorry, Ryan Hill. Getting ready to make a pass here on the 3. And that 20 car for Joe Gibbs Racing, he's doing incredible. He started in about 5th or 6th, and he moved his way up. Actually, we can check that real quick. Just really, really quickly. In qualifying, he started the race 2nd. Okay, so he has fallen off a little. But, so now I just look like a complete idiot. But he has actually, but to his credit, he's clawed his way back up from 5th to 3rd. And that's kind of hard to do here at a road course when everybody's all spread out. I'm actually really impressed with that 20. Could he have a 0 qualifying to finish? I don't know what they call that, though. No positions gained, unfortunately. -1 positions gained. But he could chase down that number. If that number 3 car runs out of fuel, he'll definitely have a chance here. And that possibility of a race win for either the 3 or the 20 are not off the table. Because remember, Nicholas Uffelman could still run out of gas. We unfortunately don't have any way to see how much fuel he has left. But they have got to be getting pretty close here. Damn it. Yeah, there is no way. That sucks. So Nicholas Uffelman, currently your leader. He's led all 14 laps so far. They're halfway through the 15th lap of the race. This is the most laps that he has led in his career by far. He is looking for his very first win in the Budweiser All-Star Series. But he's got to make battle with 2 other manufacturers there behind him. He's got to hope to God he doesn't make a mistake or run out of fuel. And I'm afraid his crew chief has got to be telling him down there, make sure you're conserving fuel. Your Chevrolet on board. That green dot bank Chevrolet. I use the green dot myself. They're a really good credit card banking. Well, not really. I don't have a credit card with them, but they're a really good company. So if you ever want a prepaid card, look at Family Dollar or something and go get yourself a green dot. Or Dollar General or whatever you have. 2 laps to go here in Denver. Coming up on Thursday, Thursday will be our next race. It is going to be coming in from, it'll be coming in from the Milwaukee Mile for the Harley-Davidson 200. The NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series is at the Milwaukee Mile for the first time in about 10 years. We're headed there for the first time in the Budweiser All-Star Series history. The Harley-Davidson 200 from the Milwaukee Mile, followed by the Demon Deacon 200 from the Bowman Gray Stadium. That should be very interesting within itself. That'll be coming up on Sunday. Other than that, whatever dates I have not mentioned, you can catch the NASCAR resimulation, as that's going to be filling in the gaps for whenever we're not on for the Budweiser Series. Usually Friday and Saturday is our rest day, so do keep that in mind. We're not going to be having a stream on Friday or Saturday. NASCAR Nationwide Series from Phoenix will be tomorrow, followed by the Sprint Cup Series resimulation for the Subway Fresh Fit 400, also from Phoenix. So, reliving childhood memories here on Prodigy Racing Network, at least for some of us. It's been a pretty good race so far. If you are a fan of the 5-car, I highly doubt anyone watching has a favorite driver right now. Although maybe in due time, maybe we'll have a bit of a fan base for these drivers. But 1 lap to go, presented by Budweiser. Nicholas Offelman, your leader. And this has been a fantastic race for that 5 team. Just a couple more miles to go. That number 20 car still chasing down the 3. Ryan Hill, your defending champion, came back from 5th up into 3rd. Now he's chasing 2nd. This is his last push. And this is the car we'll be focusing on here. Dive bombs to the inside. Might have a chance. That 3 car has a little bit more pace to it today. I mean, got to give it to Tift Racing. They put together a pretty good car for that 3 car. Coming in through the corkscrew. Ryan Hill on the back bumper. He's still got enough time. He's still got about half a track to go, plus that oval section. Coming in through the carousel. This is where, remember, this is where that 3 car bumped the 33 out of the way. And he's also at risk of losing his losing a top 5 here. Congratulations to Byron Martin. Both Tift Racing cars have moved in quite nicely. Ryan Hill, your fastest lap here. He'll get some bonus points for this race. Those 5 bonus points are not exactly going to satisfy him here, as he's coming into turn number 3. And coming into the tri-oval as well. Nicholas Offelman. Just a couple more corners to go until he's a Budweiser winner. Coming in to the chicane. He's done it. Coming off the WeatherTech chicane. Nicholas Offelman is a winner in the Budweiser All-Star Series for the very, very first time. That green dot Chevrolet is going to see victory lane at Denver Motorsports Park. He came so close on the oval, and now he's a winner. Finally. Josiah Smith 2nd, Ryan Hill 3rd. That is Smith's first top 3 this season. And the rejects have yet to come around. Chase Sawyer has crossed the line. He'll finish 25th. And now here come the 4 rejects. Nobody has DNF'd, which is pretty impressive. And your fastest lap, the 5 bonus points, they'll go to Ryan Hill, driver out of Michigan, getting some bonus points today, so good on him. Nicholas Offelman getting a ton of bonus points today. So Nicholas Offelman will not, the only bonus points he's not going to get are the fastest lap and the pole award. That will go to Brian Cox. That's going to benefit him a lot in the standings. And Nicholas Offelman is finally a winner. There is nothing better. There's nothing better than winning your first race. You'll never get another first win. It's just it's just like when what Alan Kowicki said when he won his first race. You'll never get another first win. And the first time is always the sweetest, and it really is for any achievement. Whether that's getting a pole, winning a race, winning a championship. It's just anything for the first time is always the best. And we are going to take a look at our official standings brought to you by Budweiser, the official sponsor of the Budweiser All-Star Series. Nicholas Offelman winning his first race in the Tour, followed by Josiah Smith and Ryan Hill rounding out the top three. Brian Cox, Byron Martin, Darren Claw, Kevin Wedge, Tavon Taylor, Kyle Diaz, and Miranda Nagayan round out the top 10. She gets another top 10 added to her record this season. Paul Rivera, Julian Boone, Carter Brown getting his second best finish of the season. He didn't do so well in the last race, but he does well here at the road course. Daniel Van Heuly, Alex McCumber, they will round out your top 15. Jesus Gonzalez, you'd think he'd dominate on a track like this, but unfortunately that number 6 Chevrolet just did not have the speed. Sheldon Gatineau, Tracy Bennett won at the Oval, gets 18th here at the road course. Pascal Daly from Australia, you'd think he'd also, getting some of that Australian V8 supercar experience, you'd think he'd get a little bit of a better result here. Although that number 39 Progressive Ford allowed him to only get 19th here. His teammate Pasong Chetri finishes behind him in 20th. Drew Foster, Ryan Apt, Garrett Rains, Jordan McClure, and Chase Sawyer round out the top 25. And rounding out the rest of the field will be Morgan Starr, Matt Holland, and Tyler Bates. As he gets what will undoubtedly be his first of many last place finishes this season. Other than that, we thank you so much for watching today's action here at the Denver Motorsports Park. I had a lot of fun, even though the race wasn't exactly the most enthralling thing I'd watched. It's better than the Daytona 500 that we had yesterday. I had a lot of fun, and I hope you did too. And, anyway, coming up tomorrow at 7 p.m., it'll be the NASCAR Nationwide Series re-simulation from Phoenix. And coming up on Thursday is going to be the Budweiser All-Star Series as they go to the Milwaukee Mile. And then we have the day off on Friday and Saturday, but Sunday we return with the Budweiser All-Star Series as they go to Bowman Gray Stadium for the Demon Deacon 200 presented by Wake Forest University. Thank you so much for tuning in to today's race. We hope you had fun, and we will see you tomorrow. This is your head commentator, Nicholas Koskinen, with the Prodigy Racing Network, and we will see you tomorrow.